So, welcome to the Secure Dynamics TechCast, where we portray amazing technology specialists in short video conversations with the aim to educate and empower fellow tech brothers and sisters. So, with me today, I have Vinny Chabra. Welcome, Vinny.
Thank you.
So, maybe a quick introduction about yourself and who you are and what you do.
Sure. My name is Vinny Chabra. I've been in the IT industry for about 25 years now. I started off with just basically doing Linux system administration, and now I'm still in the IT area doing more infrastructure and virtualization and cloud. Just keeping up with the times. I'm currently at a company called Medallia. We are an analytics-based company, headquartered in San Mateo, California, with global offices, worldwide. And we specialize in analytics on the customer experience side. So.
Got it. Okay, so that's a perfect segue into customer experience as it relates to where we are right now, right? So talk about your experience and your team's experience regarding three things that have caused you to change the way you think and operate, and some you predicted based on this extended work from home, and some were unexpected. So again, with the aim to educate fellow security specialists and tech specialists about what you saw and what you anticipated, what you didn't, and how you managed to kind of needle the thread.
Sure. So just a couple of things related to what's going on these days with the pandemic and all. Of course, it's been challenging for everybody, personally and professionally. But we're trying to make the best of it. So basically, being a company with global sites, we've always been kind of doing remote meetings, using different video technologies, whether it's Zoom or Ring Central or WebEx. We kind of use a combination of those, Skype, everything. We have some standards, but so we kind of feel like we were kind of almost preparing ourselves for this with those technologies. And also, we do have a lot of people who work from home remotely. So having our, good VPN access and things like that have been kind of, at least on the IT and some of the engineering side, that's been kind of in place already. And so we didn't feel that much of a pain when we kind of had the work from home change. Where we do feel the change is like there's a lot of groups which are used to being at the office all the time and used to the high-speed networking and not even connecting to VPN, being able to talk to somebody next door. And those are people, I'm not saying they're not in the technical area, but it's typically people who are more kind of people-oriented, you could say, versus technology-oriented. And every company, bigger companies have all those different groups. So some of those, in a lot of those cases, some of those people had very low internet speeds at home because they were just not using it for work. They were using it for maybe just email and web browsing, and they had kids, maybe Netflix or, things to maybe a little faster speeds there. Yeah. And the other thing was people don't have, this is not really security related, but people don't have, comfortable sitting areas at home. So the whole office environment was kind of missing. But, and also, we used to have maybe 20% of our people using VPN on a daily basis because everyone else is at the office. And so now we went from 20% to 100%. So that was a little bit challenging, not just because we have VPN licenses, simultaneous licenses, but also just performance and throughput that our VPN devices can handle. So those have been kind of some of the challenges, and we're kind of just going through them, and they're kind of ongoing. And the way we were finding out is we're an analytics company and we kind of specialize in surveys. So we are surveying our employees, who are our customers on a weekly basis, saying how's everything going at home. But so that's
Yes, so that's great. So leading on to the final question, which I think is on a lot of people's minds also, is you mentioned 100% VPN right now, and the behavior, and even like you and I are talking right now, right? Me staring at the camera so that you get the impression that I'm staring at you. And so there are, the point I'm trying to make, there are adaptations that as human beings we are making right now, right? As an ID leader, whatever this hybrid model is going to look like, how much of unlearning and relearning do you think the employees at Medallia and in general the broader enterprise out there, the IT leaders have to be cognizant about? Or is it just like, hey, the office is going to be exactly a bigger replica of what your home looks like, and VPN everywhere regardless of where you are, as an example?
Yeah. I mean, personal, my opinion is like nothing beats in-person interaction.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a challenge. I mean, you do have the eye-to-eye contact, like eye-to-eye contact, like you mentioned, and you do
Right.
hear people's invoices, and you do one thing good with videos. You do see people's expressions, inflections, which you can't just do on a phone call sometimes, and
right.
So that kind of thing comes through. But I feel we are a global company, so not everyone's going to be in person all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the things that people need, like, I mean, when we go to back to office, is going to be, of course, things are going to be much different, and at least it could be a year, 2 years, maybe it's going to be a lifetime of this could affect lifetime, or maybe in a couple of years people will say, oh, do you remember COVID days when we
right.
It's hard to tell right now because
Correct.
it's still pretty new and we don't know how long this thing's going to go. But as far as I think, at least in IT, as a leader, we have to just make sure our users know that we want them to be working as efficiently in both areas, both places, and we just want to provide them whatever resources they need, and to be as productive as possible, and not just productive, as comfortable and happy as well.
Correct.
That's those are the challenging things I feel. You don't get to just grab lunch with somebody in the cafeteria at work, or grab a coffee, and those are things that are really missing.
And isn't it also true that it's not going to be you kind of flip your switch and then everybody is back, right? Like you said, different geographies, different lines of businesses and functions will have different ways of adapting to it. So as an IT specialist, you probably have to deal with this hybrid model, like you said, probably for a lifetime, right?
Yeah, I think so. I feel like it's going to be kind of like people are going to come back and almost be like walking on eggs. Everyone's going to be kind of, do I shake my coworker's hand? Do I high five them? Do I just give them like a virtual hug, or like, and I think a lot of the Asian ways of greetings, like Japanese or Indian way doing the namaste and stuff. I think a lot of those things are going to be at least for a while.
Yeah,
I feel it's going to be scary, and I think we have offices in Israel, in Argentina, U.S. of course, and even different areas in U.S. have different kind of quote unquote cultures, on how they relate to things. So I think it's going to be an office to office challenge, and everyone's going to kind of respond uniquely in their own way. A lot of things are common, but a lot of things are unique. Culture wise, just personality wise, some people are more like, when you go to Argentina, people are much more embracing, when people visit here, they give them a hug and stuff, And so it's going to be, those things are going to be, the physical thing is going to be a challenging thing in every industry, and in high tech industry and in IT area, it's going to be, just meetings and just interaction is going to be very, it's kind of almost like an unknown right now. We all, we're all kind of social distancing at home, but it's kind of different. I feel when you're at the office.
Right. So one last question. So in terms of, obviously, I mean, you mentioned Zoom and Teams and WebEx and others, right? So and obviously you're an analytics company, so obviously you're doing this. But for the others who are not, which is, how should they be thinking of? Okay, let's say the Zoom subscriptions went up 10x. Should they be, and again, this is a forward-leaning question, but the point is, how does somebody prepare for the fact of, okay, should I be watching the actual Zoom usage in this hybrid mode and actually make sure that I reduce my tier or scale, or do you kind of keep it at the sustained level for a while until things start to look kind of quasi normal, right? So I mean, what's your final guidance on that?
Yeah, I feel like I would like to say, special things that are being done for people working at home right now maybe could be adjusted gradually. I think you definitely don't want to make, because we don't know, once we go back in 6 months, is it going to be a reoccurrence? We don't know what's going to happen.
Right, that's true.
And so that's the challenge you have. As far as like Zoom goes for us, our Zoom count is kind of the same, whether people are at home, because people are at office are still using. We may have 10 people in a conference room. So
that's right. Yeah, you're a global. Yeah.
But yeah, those kind of things, I think you have to work out. And if it's a financial, if right now adding all these Zoom licenses is creating a financial pinch for maybe a small company, then even whatever the budgets are for the company, that's a challenge. But things like VPN, that's something, I think if things go back to quote unquote normal, for majority at the office, those are things where we could definitely probably save money on.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, there's no easy answer over here. So again, thank you for your time, Vinny, and look forward to meeting you in person one of these days.
Oh, yeah, thank you very much. Yeah,
thank you.